Heya, cryptozens. Tonight's stories. EU scraps anti-proof of work legislation. Ukraine airdrop confirmed. Russia's central bank says non-crypto SWIFT alternative in place. The date is March 2nd, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm your host, Nick. The cover model for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. We bring you news stories on familiar topics. And please keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. If you're new here and you find that you like the show, subscribe and rate us. If you're on Spotify, you can rate us right from the app. Give Tex and I 5 stars. It'll help other people find their way to this podcast. And there's a lot to talk about. I guess if there was a theme for tonight, it's the continuing fallout of the Ukrainian Russian conflict. Specifically, what the world is doing to Putin and Russia for this illegal invasion of Ukraine. There are European lawmakers looking to get crypto regulations put in place. Is this why they dropped the regulations against proof of work cryptocurrencies? Because they wanted these rules in place and they wanted to remove objections? In the meantime, Ukraine, they're looking to reward their crypto supporters with an airdrop. A look at the expected impact of that announcement. And Russia thinks that they have a system already in place to evade SWIFT. Maybe that's why they felt so confident invading Ukraine after what happened last time. We're going to take a look at this and see what to expect from this new system. Now, before we get into tonight's stories, let's take a look at the markets. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $1.94 trillion. That's up 0.77% in 24. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin up 0.29%, Ethereum up 0.42%, Tether, Binance Coin up 7.3%, and USDC. The global NFT market cap is just above $10.05 billion. The top 5 NFT collections by 24-hour volume on OpenSea are CryptoPunks up 333%, Bored Apes up 45%, Clone X up 130%, Mutant Apes up 41%, and Cartoons NFT, and they're even on the day. Now, keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. EU scraps anti-proof of work legislation. So last Saturday, we talked about MiCA. That's the markets in crypto assets thing. The intent of MiCA is to put together a framework of regulations to cover cryptocurrencies. Now, this first showed up as a proposal by the European Commission in September of 2020. So here you go. First version of the law had language in there that, starting in 2025, cryptocurrencies admitted and created in the EU must be ecologically sustainable. They said it should, quote, not be based on or rely on environmentally unsustainable consensus mechanisms. It also says that those mechanisms should, quote, comply with minimum environmental sustainability standards. Reading that, it sure sounds like a European ban on cryptocurrencies that use proof of work. That means Bitcoin, which does use over 170 terawatt hours. That would fall under this rule. But so would a host of others. Ethereum, Doge, Litecoin. It's reasonable to expect that they would be banned under this rule as well, because while they use quite a bit less electricity than Bitcoin, it just says cryptocurrencies. So now that rule is gone. This is according to BTC Echo. Stefan Berger confirmed this revision, and he said, quote, the paragraph is no longer in the text. The report has yet to be voted on in committee. In this vote, we will see where the majorities lie. The decision has not yet been made. Thank you, Tex. Now, Berger has said that the next vote would be between mid-March and early April. And it's important to keep in mind, even if the law survives the next vote, there's still more debates and more voting to be done before it would take effect. Ukraine airdrop confirmed. The country of Ukraine has confirmed that there will be an airdrop to their supporters, people who have donated crypto to their official digital wallets. So as is, Ukraine has received more than $28 million in donations from the cryptocurrency community. That's more than it got from the UN. So how cool is that, right? There's no speed bumps, no delays, no middlemen, just straight from benefactor to beneficiary. So this is brilliant, right? Because it sounds like it's having the desired effect. So what happened is the government of Ukraine confirmed that they would be conducting an airdrop for its crypto donors. So from Saturday's first plea for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether donations, they now accept Tron, Polkadot, and Solana. And like I said, $28 million in donations. That's pretty amazing. And now Ukraine is ready to show their gratitude. Airdrop confirmed, they announced this morning on Twitter. Snapshot will be taken tomorrow at March 3rd, 6 p.m. Kiev time. Reward to follow. Here's what they wrote. Quote, "The people of Ukraine fighting for our freedom are forever grateful to Gavin Wood for the generous donation of $5 million of Polkadot as promised publicly. Thank you from all of us here in Ukraine working for a peaceful future." And later, airdrop confirmed. Snapshot will be taken tomorrow on March 3rd at 6 p.m. Kiev time. Reward to follow. Follow significant news regarding Ukraine's crypto donation campaign at Fedorov Mikhailo. Now, I don't know what the details that they're really known about what's going on with this airdrop yet. I mean, typically it's free crypto. It's generally given as like a reward for supporting a project and helping bootstrap. It's a promotional tactic, usually. And typically, whatever they will drop isn't worth all that much, at least at the time. Can become valuable over time. Sometimes it's not like that, though. Sometimes an airdrop will drop actual valuable crypto. The biggest one I can think of is El Salvador. They did an airdrop of $30 of Bitcoin for the entire country. That's a pretty big one. But when they drop valuable crypto, it's for a purpose. In this case, it was to introduce the people to their crypto and get them into the Chivo wallet. With Ukraine, I don't see them doing that. I don't think they can really afford to give people a bunch of money. Now, fungible tokens, sure. NFTs, absolutely. And I think people would just eat those up. They'd be amazingly popular. POAP, that's Proof of Attendance Protocol, POAP. It's a specialized type of NFT. They're badges to show that you took part in some event, whether virtually or in the real world. There's specific rules on how to create them. They can only be created through a contract with special conditions. Each one's unique. So it's kind of like a band's touring t-shirt or those like oval bumper stickers with the country codes in them. But this seems to be very doable. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do offer. But that said, the announcement is definitely having its effect. Data from Zerion shows that Ethereum donations alone have been soaring. I mean, it was already high. 6 hours after announcing this airdrop, Ukraine got more than $3 million in Ethereum and Tether. That's almost a third of their entire total donations. Russia's central bank says non-crypto SWIFT alternative is in place. Now, they seem to think that they're going to be able to use this new system to fulfill their obligations. It's called System for Transfer of Financial Message, or FPFS. The central bank's governor, Elvira Nabiulina, said that they were ready, that this system was ready to pick up global payments. Now, last week, the United States, the European Union, and their allies kicked a bunch of Russian banks off of SWIFT. That meant they could no longer use SWIFT for global transfers. The theory being that this is a painful measure to show the world's condemnation for Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine by cutting them off. And in response, the Russian ruble plunged 30%. So now it shows a record low against the US dollar on the Moscow Stock Exchange. Now on Monday, the governor of Russia's central bank came out and said the country's payments infrastructure would work regardless. So this SPFS system has been in development since 2014. That would correspond to when Russia almost got kicked off of SWIFT last time for invading Crimea. Nebulina told Reuters this FPS system can replace SWIFT internally. Now, acknowledging just how important it is to support their banking clients, she said Russia would be able to fulfill their obligations. The question is it a worthy replacement? And I don't know that it is. Right now, there are only 23 foreign banks even connected into SPFS. That's compared to the 11,000 banks that are connected to SWIFT. So it's going to be difficult finding a way to make that infrastructure meet all of their transactional needs. Now, they're taking steps. They want to make sure that Russian businesses and oligarchs are not able to evade these sanctions, and that includes using crypto. Bruno Le Maire is France's finance minister. Speaking to reporters Wednesday, he said lawmakers had already worked to freeze, quote, a significant amount of the assets in Russia's central bank as a part of its efforts to financially penalize the country over its ongoing efforts in Ukraine. That apparently is not enough. They're going to enact further measures and extending them not just to Russia, but to Belarus as well. He also said, quote, we're taking measures, in particular on cryptocurrencies or crypto assets which should not be used to circumvent the financial sanctions. Germany's finance minister, Christian Lindner, reportedly feels the same way. He said the EU leaders should, quote, take steps to prevent listed individuals and institutions from switching to unregulated crypto assets. Crypto, of course, has been something of the topic of the day where Ukrainian Russian conflict is concerned. For the last 6 days, world leaders have been looking at tools in their arsenal to show Putin just how unhappy they were. On February 25th, the European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde called on European Union lawmakers to approve a regulatory framework on crypto. The theory is they want to prevent Russia from getting around sanctions. In the United States, there has been a similar regulatory push from lawmakers. Now, their stated goal is to allow the country to benefit from digital assets rather than, quote, the world's despots, terrorists, and money launderers. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Do you have questions or comments about the show? Reach out and let us know. Send us an email at crypto.overnighter@gmail.com. That's crypto.overnighter@gmail.com. Oh, and give Crypto in 5 Minutes a listen. We're up to 30 educational episodes and counting. 5 minutes to explain one concept in crypto. And as always, may peace reign.